Hi, hello, and welcome to Quantum Healing Hands Tarot. So, we are wrapping up the end of the year, and so these are always timeless readings, but when I'm recording this, it's getting to the end of 2023. So, I wanted to do a reading for you guys on how the next year is going to look for you. So, whenever you find this, it's going to be a year from when you're watching the video. So, if you already know which pile you want just from hearing the prompt and looking, you can go ahead and click the chapter, and I'll meet you there. Or if you need a little bit more help, let's get into it. So I like to start with 3 deep breaths. All right, so now that we're nice and relaxed, we can look at our piles. I have 4 today. In the first pile, I have the Halloween Major Arcana and the Sea King deck for the Minor Arcana, and a beautiful white and gold striped candle. Second pile is the Friends deck for the Major Arcana and the Tragic Royalty deck for the Minor Arcana, and this gorgeous like black candle with gold marbling. The third pile is the Spirit Song deck for the Major Arcana and the Unicorn deck for the Minor Arcana, and a white candle with gold dots, polka dots. And in the fourth pile, we have the Schitt's Creek Tarot for the Major Arcana and the Disney 100 deck for the Minor Arcana. And we have a gorgeous black and gold striped candle. So, I always say just go with your instinct, the one that you feel most drawn to, but sometimes I can kind of get overwhelmed. Like, I like all of them. I think they're all pretty. So what I would do is I close my eyes and I ask my intuition which pile to select. And very commonly, I will see a number in my mind's eye, as if I was like staring at a light and closed my eyes and that shape was still there. So that's the technique I use. You'll know when listening if it's the pile for you or not. So once you go ahead and decide, click the timestamp and chapter, and I will meet you there. Hi, Pile 1. Thank you so much for joining me today. All right, so when I'm filming this, we are coming to the end of 2023. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you're finding it, it will be about the following year from when you're reading it, watching this. So sorry. It's been a couple weeks since I've recorded a reading, and I mean, taking a few days off can be kind of disorienting. So I'm really grateful to be here. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you chose pile 1. I wanted to give everyone a chance to make a wish for the next year. Kind of like a birthday wish, but this is going to be a New Year's wish. So what are your hopes and dreams and idea? Like, what's your main thing that by next year, this time from when you're watching this, what is a goal or something you want to see manifested? So I'm going to light this. What are we going to light these on? Let me see. All right, let's see how ridiculous of an idea this is. It's a bead. Okay. So go ahead and make a wish. what you want for the next year. All right, let's get started. Very nice, thank you so much. Starting off with the card, the main card about the next year. So this is where you're starting your year off. One in the next year. And we've got coming. All right. So you're starting off your year having wanted to, I feel like you probably wanted to be further along with something than you are currently, but you're directly on the path to finishing it. So now the Five of Swords. Yeah, the Five of Swords is kind of like winning at all costs, and kind of like, fives are always really tough cards, like, or like the 5 number, even like the Hierophant, like 5 is a tough number. 5's a tough number. So I feel like you're kind of probably exhausted at this point. You're like probably done with 2023 or the last year you've been going through. Like, I really feel you're probably here wondering like, okay, well, what can you look forward to? Spirit guides, what can pile 1 be looking forward to for the next year? You're probably going to, well, let's see. I feel like you're looking forward to kind of some peace and quiet, kind of introspective, like you're going to, like with the 3 of Wands reverse and the High Priestess here also, wow, that's funny, adds up to 5. What I'm seeing here is that you're going to get you can look forward to this time where there's actually not as much movement forward and future planning. I think what you're doing is kind of reflecting on why you haven't progressed as quickly as you've wanted to. So that's exciting. Like, I like introspectiveness. I really enjoy being able to look inside myself and see why I'm at where I'm at. And so you're getting that gift. You should be excited and looking forward to a time period where you are going to feel, what's the word? Kind of going back to the drawing board and going back and reminding yourself that you actually, your plan was not wrong at all. Everything you've been doing, nothing you're doing is wrong. You are where you're meant to be right now. You are exactly where you're meant to be. That doesn't mean that's where you want to be. I'm sure you want to be further along with things. However, it's kind of been, I think you've been maybe putting the wrong energy into the wrong spot and fighting people for the wrong reasons. And I think it's just kind of time to like put that heartbreak behind you, kind of put that sort of indecision behind you, and move into trusting yourself again. Like, you got this far for a reason. So, what is the message from your higher self right now for the next year? Ooh. Yeah. Okay. So your higher self wants you to know you are in control of the path you're going on. You have been planning really well. You have things structured. Like I said, I just think you aren't as far along as you want to be. And I think there's an acceptance that needs to happen on where you're at. That like I said, I think you are at where you are meant to be at. And so it's just kind of trusting the process. That's what I'm hearing, is that your higher self wants to remind you, like, you are going to achieve everything you've been working towards. Like, yes, I know probably a family situation has been very exhausting mentally, but you have this in the bag. Like, literally, you have, like, you're secure. I feel like you are separating the your emotional reactions to things, and far more about just trusting your intuition. So your higher self just wants to remind you that your higher self just wants to remind you that you've already succeeded so much, and just feeling like maybe there's a level of guilt with your success. And I think your higher self just kind of wants you to, like, you know, the card before the Emperor is the Empress. That's the feminine card. I feel like it's asking you to kind of move out of the receiving part of life and about the action part, the more masculine oriented energy. So that's pretty cool. It's cool that you get to look you get to look forward to this time of trusting yourself and reconnecting to yourself. And I feel like a huge part of that is going to be remembering actually what a great action-oriented person you are. What main action should you be taking in this next year? Well, the Chariot, nice. So take action. It's now. The Chariot to me is like success. Like there's no chance of failure here. Okay, so you're going to be reworking something that I feel like you were in. Okay, yeah, I see. So whatever social group you had been in that you really thought was taking you somewhere, I think you're going to kind of start transitioning. And that would make sense than the High Priestess and the Three of Wands reverse. Like, I think you're going to kind of stop hanging out with these people as much. Maybe just kind of take some time to yourself. Because the action that is kind of required at the beginning of this next year is... that's interesting. Yeah, it's like, it's just wanting you to know that no matter the direction you're going to take next is going to be your ticket to success. I think it's kind of like you've been at a party for so long that you're going to kind of just like back out of this party that you've been in. The people you've been hanging out with, the social environment you've been in, it's kind of like the party's been going on too long. That's what I'm seeing this as. And I think that will probably be a huge reflection on why you haven't fully manifested or completed this goal. This isn't even a manifesting. This is just a working towards something. And you know, the Five of Swords always kind of makes me get that like very like bitter, petty fighting sort of feeling. So it's like maybe this group you've been around, it's just been unnecessary petty fighting. And so the action that is going to be required is kind of just knowing, it's like I'm hearing like any other direction is better than where you're at now. And obviously don't take that literally, but it's just saying like sometimes like a choice is better than no choice. So if they're going to be given a choice at the beginning of the year, this next year that's coming up, or so if the action is to move away from this group, what will be the result if you actually get up and kind of leave this party that I'm talking about. You will get out unharmed. Like, yeah, the tower, like, I'm seeing that as, like, this isn't like the party got crashed, cops showed up, everyone had to leave. Like, this party is going to keep going on. You just need to, like, leave without even saying anything to them. Cool. Yeah, not only are you going to get out unharmed, but you're going to be able to take these lessons with you and kind of show other people. This is actually where that's why I was saying at the beginning, you're at where you're meant to be right now. But understand that even though it's not fun and is hard and you're going through a lot of struggles, this is actually making you into the person that is going to bring forward your future. Do you know, are you catching my drift? Like, if we don't go through hardships, we don't grow. And so you are growing into the person that will be able to do all the things that you wanted to do. I feel like you probably got with this group of people. You know, it could still be family, but I feel like you got with this group with intentions to do good. Like, there was definitely an energy of, like, you know, charity work and that sort of idea. But somewhere along the way, people, and it happens a lot, people have good intentions. That doesn't mean, it always works out the best, because people get distracted really easily. And I think you're going to kind of see where your shortcomings are, whether they were just in lack of planning. That's what I'm kind of getting with the High Priestess and Three of Wands reversed, is like at the beginning of the year, just kind of go into planning mode. Like, I see that, like, do the beginning of the year planning thing. The thing that I feel like you maybe feel like, oh, that's so cheesy, everyone like gives up on that stuff so quickly. And it's like, yeah, but you know, maybe if you just find your own way of doing it. I think that is also a very strong message here, is find your own way of doing it. You're almost to, I heard almost to the finish line, but I don't feel, like, what is that feeling? Okay. Especially with the tower here, it's like you've been in a haunted house, like one of those ones that you pay to go into. And so you probably haven't been having a lot of fun. Some people love those. I have a feeling that you're at the end of the haunted house. You're about to get out, and you're about to feel a sort of freedom that I think you really hoped for maybe a year prior. So this next year is kind of going to be about you reworking your plans and taking the action without it being some sort of like don't do something as an emotional response of like, oh yeah, well, they suck, so I'm gonna go, you know, like, don't even think about these people when you are moving forward. Do it for you. Take that action and know that you have promised success. That is yours. Just even leaving and walking away from this environment is going to be a huge win for you. All right. So let's get these the runes. Okay. I'm gonna get you 4 runes. The cards, but all right. one for each of the quarters of the year. So, like I said, it's timeless. So this is going to be like the next 3 months, the following 3 months, 3 months, 3 months. So first month. Yeah, okay. So Hagalaz is always kind of about like taking cover and kind of reassessing the situation. It's not as much like the rune for ice, but this is about more like the hailstorm. So there's kind of just a lot of crap going on, and you're just going to, I think for the next 3 months, retreat. So if you are watching this when this video comes out, then, you know, where I'm at, winter, it's also the first day of winter that I'm recording this, so. All right, so then following 3 months after that, this is going to be about kind of just being aware of your habits, what you're taking in, what you're doing. I think as you're reassessing everything, sometimes new bad habits can be picked up. So I think this is just kind of saying like, don't replace one vice with another. If you're going to be replacing things, do it with a healthy vice, but still everything is about moderation, and also connecting to your passions and the things that you care about a lot. So I think for the first 3 months, you're going to really just be reflecting. The next 3 months is kind of building, because like this is representative of like 2 sticks being rubbed together and creating fire. So, oh, okay. And then so the following 3 months, so the third quarter of your year is you're going to see reward. You're going to see the universe paying you back for the sacrifice you made by walking away. If you actually are able to move on from this energy, oh my God, I'm so sorry. If you are able to actually move on from this energy, you're going to get a big payout. Like whatever that payout is for you. Oh my God, look at that. It's the ice rune. Okay, cool. So then by the end of the year, this is actually like stopping. Don't move forward. Rest. Not even just reflect, but recover. I think it's going to be a year of building, a year of rediscovering, a year of finding new beliefs. And so in your final quarter of the year, you're going to probably be maybe feeling the loneliness in terms of like maybe this group that you're a part of is very social. And so maybe by the end of the year, you'll be feeling like you miss them. But this is definitely saying just don't do anything impulsive. Just wait, rest, recover, trust your intuition. Okay. All right. And last but not least, I want to give you a song for the year. Song for the year that'll help them feel uplifted, feel connected, find their own vibe, their own truth. Ooh, okay. So, a little ironic, huh? Oh, look, this one just came up too. So the way that I'm reading, the way that I'm reading these 2 songs coming up together, that's funny. That's funny. The way I'm reading these 2 together is actually, you're actually kind of saying like, I think you're just kind of done with the friends you've been doing things with. I think it's kind of like you've been playing the same, like, I don't know about you, but I've listened to this song a lot. So to me, this is like, you're kind of over the song. You're kind of over that friendship. You're kind of over doing that childish, amateur sort of stuff. And the zombie card and song to me is just kind of giving that energy of like, that's the energy that is saying you're done. Like, I didn't know that until this card popped out, that I was like, oh, okay, so you're done with the best friend energy. I was really curious. As I was putting this down, I was like, okay. And then this one slipped and I was like, oh, okay. I feel like I understand it so much more. That this is, you're kind of just done. I think you should listen to this song. It's pretty good. It's by Queen Herbie. It's called Zombie. But yeah, I think you're going to be finding a new anthem for the next year. Maybe it'll be Queen Herbie Zombie. So let's see, is there anything else? Yeah, so have you made a wish yet? I kind of wanted to just chat until the candle went out. So let's get you another Viking card. Oh, goodness, so sorry. And what would be an oracle card from the Viking deck for pile 1 that you can help give them? Just chit chat a little bit more this one. Okay. Ooh, Odin. I'm gonna have to grab the book for that one. Because I really drawn a blank for that. And I think that's because I meant to show it to you. All right, so seek guidance to resolve an issue. Gather knowledge from a variety of sources. Respect experience. It takes time to develop wisdom and knowledge. Be patient. Spread the runes to receive more knowledge. Nice. Which I think we did. We spread 4 out for you. The All-Father, he hangs from the great tree, pierced between life and death, waiting upon the word to reveal itself. Patiently, wise sacrifice serves us, honors him. Odin, who was referred to as the All-Father because of his position as a protector and leader of both gods and humans, was perhaps the most honored of all Norse gods. He was considered the wisest of all gods, and the most well-known of his children is the thunder god Thor. Odin is a key figure in the Viking mythos. He features in many wonderful stories, most of which have their theme, the pain one must undergo to obtain wisdom. Wow. Odin is often depicted with only one eye as he exchanged the other for a sip of the well of wisdom. When he was on his way to the world tree, Yggdrasil, this single sip enabled him to see far, know how much, and listen to all the stories of the world, which made him wise indeed. Odin had a subtle duality. He was both a god of bloody war and death, and a god of storytelling and intelligence. Warriors honored him before battle, for they hoped to enter his hall, Valhalla, if they died in combat. Fathers and teachers honored him, too, in hopes they would be wise and protective of his children in their care. Those who wished to glimpse their future or gather wisdom through an oracle could use the oracular tool. I think I'm trying to get to the word runes. But so, could use the oracular. Thank you. Those who wish to glimpse their future or gather wisdom through an oracle could use the oracular tool he discovered, the runes, which were symbols most often carved on bone, wood, or stone, and are featured in this deck. To obtain the runes from the Well of Word, Odin hung himself from a branch of Yggdrasil, pierced himself with his spear, and peered down into the shadowy waters below, remaining there for 9 nights until the runes revealed themselves to him. Odin teaches us that education and listening to the wisdom of others is invaluable to own growth and development. The more we know about a situation, the better we can assess it. Therefore, research is rarely wasted. Odin also suggests we consult those with direct experience of a topic on which we seek information. If we need guidance in any situation, we can turn to Odin and he can guide us towards the answers that we need. Wow. 89 is the year I was born. Wild, 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 wild. I think this year is going to be absolutely life-changing for you. I think if you haven't gotten into the runes, grab yourself some. They're really, really cool. They guide me and they help so much. Not only are they symbols and stories and letters, but they are also symbols of good luck and prosperity and things like that, and protection. And so they serve so many purposes. And I think this next year is going to be about you really reflecting on why you haven't fully completed this. I think this is something you've probably been going at for quite some time. Could be 9 years, something like that. Like, this is something you started a long time ago, and I think everything you've done has been right. It's kind of like you've walked through the valley of the shadow of death kind of thing. Like, you're getting out of the hard times, and you're going to be given a gift. I think this gift is actually going to be knowledge. I think this gift, oh wow, look, the wrap that's around the horn is also on his arm. Very cool. I mean, I see it's a repeated pattern and stuff. I think that's on his wristbands, but I think the gift is going to be knowledge. Knowledge that you didn't really have before. Look inside yourself. That's what I'm hearing in the way of, like, he had to look into the tree. I feel like the tree represents ourselves a lot. And I feel like there's, like, if you could, oh wow, yeah, it was 9 days. This is also kind of about a rest period. So maybe the first 9 days of this next journey is going to be a period where you really, really look inside yourself and really, really dig deep for some answers. Like, if you have no idea how, you can look up like shadow work and journaling prompts. Like, asking yourself questions is like, that's why, like, in movies and stuff, when we see people talking to therapists, usually the therapist is just saying back to the client, and how does that make you feel? We just need to talk about how things make us feel. And know that it's okay even if you don't want to feel that way. But by acknowledging the feelings and letting yourself talk through it, a lot of the times that'll get out of you then. I feel like you are kind of standing at like defense right now. Like, your sword is drawn, you're ready to fight, and there's nothing to fight anymore. I really see that there's a need for a break. And with this break, you're going to have the introspectiveness. And I think during this beginning time period, like, definitely just like look at the calendar, mark 9 days, and I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? Self-improvement, or you'll end up right where you are. Wow, 9, 10, 11. 9, 10, 7, 11. Oh, that's cool. 32 adds up to 5. I'm telling you, you have a very strong year of development. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be hard, but this next year is actually going to be the life-changing year you've been waiting for. Like, imagine before Odin found the runes, that was a pivotal moment. I feel like that is what the next year holds for you. Everything you do this year is going to, I think, manifest in a way that you aren't going to expect. Like, start saying to yourself, I get paid just to exist. Money is attracted to me. Find money mantras, because I really am getting the feeling that you just need to, everyone's, we're in some hard times right now economically. And so I feel like just start asking the universe for that, in terms of you deserve abundance. Everybody does, because it's there for us. So I think this next year is really going to transform you. I think you're going to start seeing things from a more magical point of view. And I think the magic that's been missing from your life is going to appear this year. And I think you're going to discover it was probably the people you were keeping around that was holding it back, or at least hiding it from you. So, 01, your year is really promising. Your year is, you have to see this as if you've been, let's just say you've been like a hostage. You're getting out. Everything you've suffered, everything you've endured, you're getting out. So please, please trust this process. Please trust that you do know the answers. Find those prompts. Do shadow work writing. Like, if you don't use Pinterest at all, I would suggest maybe trying Pinterest. I use it a lot when I'm just needing that sort of inspiration. I can just go in there and type in like journal prompts for such and such. And the thing with Pinterest is it has, a collection of things from all different websites and everything. And people who've already done the work for you and want the same information have put this stuff together. I kind of feel like that's what Odin is saying, is go to people who've already done the work and listen to them, listen to their stories. I think you need to start researching people who are escaping a situation very similar to yours. Because when we start hearing other people's stories, we feel the most able to leave. You have to hear other people's stories to know you as well can get out, and that there is a brighter future. So this was a really, really beautiful reading. I'm really excited for your next year. I think it's been really scary and dark. And so, not everyone has been having a good time. And I'm keeping it real here. So I want that bright future for you. And I think you do too. I hope you made a good wish, that you do deserve a beautiful, bright future. All right. Pile 1, that is where I'm going to leave it today. I just want to say thank you so much for being here. If you found something that resonated, I would love for you to give it a little thumbs up. And if you love this message, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my channel. It has been an honor giving you this reading today, and you letting me channel your energy for the next year. So, if this is your first time being here, I hope to see you in the future readings. And if it's not, I'll see. It's been so long since I've done a reading. I'll see you guys soon. Have a great day. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. Thank you so much for joining me. All right. How was your last year? How did it go? How do you feel about it? And are you ready for the next year? So, I have a candle here for you. It is black with gold marbling. So, make a wish of what you would like to see over the next year. Okay. All right, so there's going to be a lot about this year that I think this is both something you've been dreaming about literally and, you know, in the metaphorical sense of like, I've been dreaming about this future. So I feel like this year is kind of all about your dreams coming true. Excited to see what the reading has. Let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, how's the overall year looking for Pile 2? Ooh, all right. What did I say? All your dreams are coming true this year. The Chariot is always a successful card. To me, Phoebe is has a very successful outcome on the show. I think all of her questions get answered. You know, she really knows herself a lot from the show Friends. All right. Overall theme for this year. Okay, so you've had to move on from something pretty significant. I think something that you had built up so much, put so much energy and time into. Something that I think you thought was leading you to your happily ever after. That's crazy. And you are having to walk away from it. I was saying that's crazy because just remembering how Phoebe, at the end of the show, the love of her life, David, comes back around. And she's struggling with her new relationship and her old relationship. And she had to kind of decide which one to walk away from. And the truth is David had been around a lot longer. David had kind of been somebody that she had dreamed about, and it's what she thought she fully wanted. It's what she thought she fully wanted. But she followed her heart. And I think that's kind of one of the biggest messages for the next year is continue to follow your heart's message. And what is that heart's message? Oh. I think your heart, so to me, your heart's message has been kind of just wanting you to trust your intuition more. Kind of in the way of like, your heart's message wants you to know that your ability to create does start in the mind. I think everything, it starts in the mind. You have to come up with this idea first. And maybe you've been somebody who's kind of been like, oh, I have to see it first, then I can go after it. Or like, you know, I have to see the opportunity ahead before I can go after it. And I think your heart's message for this next year is to kind of trust your intuition that your ideas do mean something. And that, I feel like you get these sparks, these ideas, and it's really hard for you to kind of follow through on them because maybe you haven't seen somebody do it before, and so you're not convinced it's possible. And I think you're going to really learn a lot about yourself in this next year. Wow, all Phoebe, that is crazy. Okay, so you've been trying to balance this with your, okay. What I'm seeing is that you have these ideas, you want to go after these things, create these projects, businesses, relationships. But I think, like I said, if you hadn't seen it done before, you have a lot of self-doubt in those areas. And maybe it's caused you to make some decisions and put energy into things that didn't really pay out. And I keep hearing this sort of mentality of like, it's just not fair. When it's like, this has just been about the choices you've made. Everything in life is just from the choices we've made. Making a left turn or a right turn. Like, you know, going to work or staying home. Like, these choices that you've made for so long have added up. And so I think over this next year, you're going to, like, what I'm seeing with the Justice card reverse and the Two of Cups is that you've been trying to decide whether your passions are really worth the time. I feel like you kind of have these ideas of like, well, I mean, yes, some people can go after a dream of being an artist, but that's not realistic. Like, that's what the kind of theme for this year is. And I think you're really needing to discover, especially with the purple here, like matching the Magician card, like, and she's wearing a purple skirt. So she's totally embodied it here in her lower chakras. So the action part, I feel like you are starting to move on from something. It's kind of now about it becoming your whole world and believing it. That it's that idea of, if you want to be a famous singer, you have to live your life as if you're already a famous singer, in the way that I mean. How do you practice your vocals? How do you take care of, you know, your practices? How do you manage your, you know, brand? Those sort of things. Like, you just have to put yourself in the mindset of, if you want to be a business owner, what does a business owner's day look like? A lot of it starts with that sort of stuff of just knowing, like, to be a successful person, a lot of the times you have to have healthy habits. And I think a lot of this is actually going to start with some healthy habits. Let's go ahead and, what's a good healthy habit we can enact? Yeah, be aware of where you're giving your time, who you're giving your time to. I really see that you have the right ideas, and I think this is the year for you to really go after it. Yes, you are going to have to wait. I think that's the hardest part, is you're definitely somebody who struggles with making decisions. But if you can just kind of embrace the idea that you're done following other people's rules, and that is where you are really going to grow the most. You are going to actually be your most authentic self, which will make you a much kinder, generous person. But if you're giving your time to the wrong people, when you're around, you're not even in a good mood. You're not even enjoying being around these people. So it's like that tough decision of like, accepting that maybe your choices might not make other people happy, but this is about you making yourself happy. It's your life. That's the truth, is that this is your life. It's a good lesson to take into and through the year. So the lesson to take into this year is that, yes, you do know exactly what you are doing. And I feel like you're going to be challenged a lot with your ideas. I think you're going to your ideas are going to be undermined a lot. And so this is going to be kind of all about you trusting your own intuition here. And like the colors behind her are really standing out to me, like from the yellow, green, blue, and purple, which is cool because, like I was saying, like her skirt to me is coming up to the root chakra and the sacral chakra. And I'm really getting that this next year is going to be more about you vocalizing your love for things. And that's where it's going to be scary, because your love for things may not be echoed back to you. And maybe for a long time you've just tried to say things that people echoed back to you of like, oh yeah, that's it, that is a good idea. And like I feel like you're gonna have to get used to a lot of awkward silences. That's what I'm hearing. And that's okay. Read, take naps, be gentle with yourself, and know that, like I'm just seeing, or like seeing in the show Friends, first episode, Rachel is walking out on her wedding. She's walking away from something major, something that she had built up, this whole idea, the world she was going to have, the success she was going to have, everything, the money. Yeah, there's some truths coming up that you're going to have to be a lot more honest with the people next to you and around you, because with the Four of Wands here, Bobos. With the Four of Wands here, I'm seeing that this could be a home matter. This could be about you prioritizing your own time. And, you know, not every family has, if any, families struggle a lot with toxic patterns and the way they treat each other. And so this may not be a group of people that you can necessarily walk away from, but the way of living that you have been, I feel like you've been really undermining your ideas and what you're capable of. And that time really is going to be behind you. This next year is, like, to me, with the marbling of the candle, like, this is like you are carving out your you know, like the statues that people will carve into, made out of marble. Like, it's something like that. Like, people are gonna think you're crazy with whatever project you're starting, but I'm sure the first person that was like, oh, I can make something out of marble and look like super smooth, like the statue of Dave, and that's the one I'm kind of referring to, is like the advanced idea behind that marble carving. Sorry, I'm struggling for words. I'm just trying to say, I think what you're starting may be hard for people to fathom, hard for people to comprehend, but this isn't about other people. I feel like for so long, if people didn't understand it, you didn't follow through with it because you're like, well, nobody's going to understand it. It's like, no, there are people out there who will understand it. You just have to create it first. Don't look to people for approval. Don't look to people for answers. Look within yourself. This is what this next year is going to be, is what does your inner voice say? Okay, so let's get some runes. All right, so I'm going to grab you 4 runes, 1 for each quarter. A quarter is 3 months long. First 3 months. Perfect. Right here with the Chariot. Yeah, the beginning of the year is you just taking that action of moving on from something, like officially making that statement of like, hey, I'm done. I believe in my journey, and like literally with Ride Ho and the Chariot here, like this is about you moving forward in your journey. So I think that first 3 months of the next year, this is really going to be you actually finally taking action on things. If you've wanted to write a song, if you've wanted to build something, if you've wanted to start writing a book, if you want to start getting physically active, like the next 3 months of the next year are going to be nothing but action oriented, and that's really, really exciting. I'm really excited for you. All right. So the following 3 months is you're actually going to be seeing a lot of the results, and that's really cool. You're actually going to be seeing a lot of the efforts you're putting in, because whatever you do, if you do it for 3 months straight, I promise you will notice it, and then you will be able to actually use everything that you've done over the previous 3 months for the next 3 months. And this is going to be a really, really fun time. You are going to be able to make these decisions about your creativity and your future so much easier. I feel like because you are probably going to be, this is just removing this rune doesn't mean this, but this time is about removing other people's expectations on you. This rune is more about like harvesting your efforts and stuff. So, ooh, okay. Yeah, awesome. So this is about harvesting your efforts, and then the following 3 months, like fun. Suolo. This is the sun rune. So this is just like brightness, like joy, luck, all the beautiful things in life that you could hope for are coming to you. And kind of like everything that you made this wish for on this candle, by the third quarter, you're going to be really feeling it. Like truly, you're going to enjoy it. And if you are watching this in the time of like, because I'm recording this on the first day of winter, so let's just say you are watching it when I upload it, like winter, spring, summer, like that would line up so perfectly. And even if it doesn't actually line up with that, by your third quarter of the next year, you're going to just have that feeling of summer fun. You're going to, it's kind of like someone who worked out for 6 months and tried to get in shape, and so by summer they actually had the summer body that they were working towards, like that sort of idea. And that's a very shallow, small idea and version of what I'm giving an idea of, but that's just the metaphor. So fourth quarter, last part of the year. Okay. The last part of the year is going to be a lot about the reflection of the journey that you've gone on and kind of the efforts you've made. Kind of really reflecting on where you're at and how much you've overcome. Manaz is a lot about like the human rune. And so this is just about human nature. I think by the fourth quarter, go easy on yourself. You're going to probably still be feeling very emotional from whatever you've moved on from. A year is a very short amount of time when you need to heal and work on things. So you are totally good. I think you're just going to have success and rewards and joy and celebration and just a time of peace. And it feels good. Like this is more, like even look at the attire. Like this is definitely more of like a spring outfit, and this is like winter. So like when you're kind of closing up the year of where you're at today from a year from now, it's going to be a lot of just accepting that sometimes always set an ideal goal, but know that you may not always reach that in the time frame you want. It's possible, but a lot of the times it's going to be more about you reflecting on your efforts. So that to me is just kind of a card about efforts and reflecting on that. So let's see. All right, let me grab you a oracle card. Yggdrasil. Nice. I'm gonna read it for you because it is the final card of the book. So I think it's important. All right. You are part of the tree of life. You belong. You are part of something bigger than you realize. You deserve a wonderful life. Your destiny is both fated and shaped by your will. Be present, be grounded. I am now, holding up, sending through, being with, sending forth, connected to, everything. I am life. Yeah, this next year, I think you're really going to see how much impact you can have on your own life. And know that, like, you have dreams and visions given to you when you're born. That's kind of your destiny and your fate, but it's carved out and changed by your will. You know, some people who know they have everything coming for them make no effort. And I think this next year is going to be a lot about your efforts. All right. Yggdrasil, the tree of life, is the center of the cosmos. It grows in Asgard, the realm of the gods. It is also known as Asgard Yggdrasil, which means the ash tree to which Odin's 8-legged horse is tied. A mighty ash, Yggdrasil, supports within its branches and roots the 9 worlds of the Norse cosmos. There, in the various realms, live all beings, including humans and gods. Yggdrasil grows Yggdrasil grows up from the Well of Word, which is the flow and living force of destiny that nourishes both the world tree and life itself. The magic and power that flows through the very heart of the tree travels along its roots and branches to each of the 9 worlds. Yggdrasil itself is the home of the 3 Norns, who carve the fate of all upon the tree, as well as to creatures like dragons, message-carrying squirrels, and a great eagle. Yggdrasil is referred to in many poems in the Eddas, one of the lovelier stanzas which comes from the Völuspá, the seeress's prophecy in the Codex Regius. I would love to check that stuff out. It read thus: I know that an ash tree stands called Yggdrasil, a high tree soaked with shining loam. From there comes the dews which fall in the valley, evergreen. It stands over the well of fate. While we are not really expected to believe that there is a literal tree at the heart of the Norse cosmos, this beautiful mythos invites us to view the action of the universe in a way that offers insight into our own lives. Yggdrasil is both central and grounded. It is the symbol of the present and now, yet it upholds realms and concepts that flow and change. Ancient Yggdrasil is strong and reliable, and it has its own wisdom, as do the most venerable trees in our modern world. So yeah, I think there is a lot of inner knowing. Like I said, I think there is an inner knowing that wants you to be more connected to it. All right, let's get you a couple songs for the year. Experience, figuring a song that can help out. How to for the year. All right, so we have Ash Nico. You make me sick. You make me turn my inside out into the bricks. To me, this is you just finally being done with all the crap. I am getting that feeling that that's going to be just kind of the vibe. What we're going into the next year is everyone's just kind of done and over everyone else's crap. And you're finally able to speak on that and know it. So this next year is you just kind of like owning it. Of like, oh, I'm done. I'm actually done. You thought I was done before? No, I'm actually done now. So I really hope you made a good wish. That candle will be burning out very, very soon. But yeah, I think just want to get a minor arcana for card for that. Yep. What? Okay. I'll end it there because the message just keeps coming out. It's time to walk away from something and accept that something just wasn't working. It's kind of just, and when you walk away from this person, this heartbreak, this idea even, you're going to see so much growth and very quickly. You're going to be able to trust yourself. It's like okay, like this morning, I knew last night when going to sleep, it was going to be really hard to get up. I haven't gotten up early for a tarot reading in quite some time. And so I knew that, and I kind of talked myself through that last night. So this morning when I got up and it was so painful getting out of bed, I kind of just went back to that part of myself and was like, hey, you knew this was going to be hard, but it is always worth it. And I can promise you and tell you right now, I'm so happy I got up and actually followed through and I'm doing this reading right now. So just follow through with the things that you know are going to be hard and be your own cheerleader, support system. I've been doing a lot about like talking to my future self and talking to my past self. And that is kind of helping me create like an infinity loop and really connecting to the past, present, and future. Like the one I learned about speaking to your future self is something simple of like, think of an action you know you're going to do soon in the future, and go into kind of a calm meditative state, take 5 deep breaths. Now imagine that task you're going to be doing in the future. Imagine the clothes you're going to be wearing, where you're going to be standing, and maybe even the things you're going to be saying. Imagine this. Now you yourself in the meditative state, thank your future self for getting you there safely. If you've heard of this, awesome. If you haven't, it's something very recent I've heard about and love it. And so then when you get to that point in doing that task that you knew you were going to be doing, stand there, close your eyes, and think back to when you thought about that moment. And thank yourself who's in that meditative state from before. Thank them for getting you to where you're at safely. And you are going to start creating this like infinite time loop. It's going to be really, really cool. And you're going to actually start syncing up your life more. And I really feel like you are going to start seeing how connected you are to everything. I think you are so much more powerful than you know, and I think that this next year is kind of about that. Really learning how much more powerful you are than you ever knew. So, pile 2, this was amazing, beautiful. I'm so proud of you. I know you are in a sticky situation right now, but trust me, you're going to really enjoy the next year. That's all I see, that you are going to create something really, really beautiful. Self-worth is just growing. Like, I'm really excited for you. So thank you so much, Pile 2, for letting me channel your energy. I hope you found something that resonated. And if you did, I would love for you to give it a little thumbs up. And if you love this message, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my channel every single day. That honestly, I have felt so bad that I haven't been able to upload as often. Thank God I know there's plenty of other tarot readers out there. But thank you for being patient and coming back with me. So, and if this is your first time, I hope to see you in the future. Have a great day. Hi, Pal 3. Thank you so much for joining me today. All right, so wherever you're at in your year, this reading is going to be about the next year. So the next 12 months of your life. So I don't know why I haven't put it like that yet. Okay, so this is your candle. You chose the white one with the gold polka dots. Go ahead and make a wish for this next year. And I'm going to light this candle for you. Okay. So, you chose the red tiger's eye and the carnelian, or at least what I believe to be real carnelian. I don't know, I saw somebody posting about like real and fake carnelian, and I was like, oh, do I have fake carnelian? I doubt it. I usually buy my stones from actual like legitimate crystal shops. So, all right. So you chose the Spirit Song deck and the Unicorn deck. Yeah, this is gonna be a year for you about like building confidence and feeling finally safe enough to be your authentic self. You definitely probably have been feeling, I just hear the word like shy. Like I feel like you're wanting to come out of your shell kind of thing. And so let's see. What is the new personality we are wanting to take on for pile 3 over the next year? What is the growth? Oh, wait a minute. All right. I just immediately I hear you're wanting to. Hold on. So these are loud. I have a card sticking out already. So, all right. Yeah, okay. So I think the personality you're kind of wanting to take on is being more patient with love. You might be somebody who rushes into relationships and kind of, yeah, okay. So that's what I'm seeing is like, I feel like you might move too quickly with relationships because you're worried that if you don't move in, they will be moving out. And it's like, you're going to actually find a way to build this confidence in being patient with love and knowing that anyone worth being with will stick around through being patient and waiting. I mean, like literally my wife and I met early, what was it? It was early 2010. And we did not start dating until the very, very end of 2011. So she was very patient. She knew she wanted to date me immediately, and she was patient. And so if you can find a way to be patient, I think you will get the love that you've always been wanting, the one that you keep rushing into and not obtaining because, well, you're moving too fast. Whether that means like you've been moving in with people immediately or so yeah, what is the mistakes you kind of keep making? So what's this bad habit you need to leave behind? Oh my god, that would have been awful if I blew out your candle. What is this mistake that we're needing to leave behind? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I see that you're really, so you're struggling with trusting your instinct when you're making these decisions. Whether to, like, literally, I feel like you'll meet somebody. And so, okay, let me use, so it's not just about a person. You know what? No, I like when I have the direct speech and readings, because I want it really clear. If this is not about that for you, then you may then pick a different path. Yeah, that's what I mean when I'm saying to people, like, you'll know. So if this is not about you needing to be patient and love, this may not be for you, because that is what I'm seeing, is that you are ignoring all of your instincts. I feel like you'll get the clues to move on, and you will really struggle with, am I just having anxiety, or is this really not a good relationship? And it's been putting you in some really awkward situations where you're not able to communicate your needs clearly, because you're not finding the right people. You are not trusting your gut. I feel like you sorry if I'm totally roasting you right now, but this is for your next year. I think you want love. I think you truly, truly want to find love and be in love and be loved. And there's just a lot about you ignoring what you know to be true. When all the red flags are being dropped, you're like, maybe I'm just being a little harsh critic. It's like, no, no, you know that person is a waste of time. All right. What is something to look forward to? Okay. I think what you can look forward to is you won't be wasting your time anymore. Like, if you can just trust your intuition, I promise you, the first time you meet this person, you lay eyes on them, you will know. You know. So, this is going to free up so much of your time. You aren't going to be investing in the wrong people anymore. So I think you can really look forward to not constantly feeling left in the dark or confused, and not like with the sun reversed. I feel like it's just nothing's growing. No relationships have been growing. No money and self-worth and all those things that you want aren't growing. And I think for this next year, you're going to, it's like I just hear it, like, start saying no to people. You don't have to always say yes just because you want people to like you or not leave you. And that's a heavy truth. There's a lot. Okay, so yeah, you need to kind of reflect on what has been holding you back. Shadow, that's the devil. Yeah, what part of you are you ignoring? And we got the Queen of Cups on the bottom. So there's an aspect of your feelings that you're ignoring. Like, you're almost fighting with yourself, of like when your instincts are coming in and saying like, hey, maybe you should move out of this person's energy zone. You almost argue with yourself of like, no, you're just being crazy. You're never going to find a love if you don't just stop being so picky, like that sort of stuff. And it's like, no, you need to start looking at this shit differently. Like I said, like, I feel like you've been feeling like you're left in the dark a lot, and take that time while you're in the dark right now and reflect on what the F is going on. Kind of stop running, just stop and assess the situation. Assess your situation, pile 3. I think you want to feel loved, but there's a lot of time and effort put in with relationships. Real good ones, they have the ups and the downs, and they have all the colors of a relationship. And maybe you look for people who kind of love bomb you and just really like push that energy on you, and so you feel like that's what it should always look like. And when it stops looking like that, it's because, you know, something's wrong with the relationship. And it's like, there's a lot more wrong than just this person love bombing you and stopping. It's the type of people you pick. You need to find someone that will not love bomb you and continually show you respect and what that actually looks like. When a partner actually respects you, it looks a lot different than I think you think it looks. Sometimes a partner who respects you is actually harsher with you. Not mean in any way, but harsher, more I want to say critical, but that's not even the right word, just harsh. Sometimes it's like I think when people are honest with you, that's what it is I think when people are honest with you, you feel like it's too harsh. It's so harsh. And you really are hoping, I feel like you kind of want the sunshine and rainbows all the time. And that to me is saying that you're actually hiding from something that you need to work through really badly. Like, this is not something to skip. This is absolutely what is preventing the healthy relationship from growing. Okay, well, one more major arcana card. Let's something exciting and good to look forward to. Some positive news for you. Okay. Okay. So immediately when the Empress reverse came up, the blockages that you've had of like the creative blockages of just even having an imagination of how to get out, you are going to receive this gift. This is actually going to be brought to you. I see this is coming from your heart asking for it. This is something that you actually ask the universe to, I think, first of all, bring you a sign, and you will find, oh my God, I think the universe is going to be gifting you with a new idea, and it's going to actually highlight an aspect of something that I don't know that you've even really thought of. I feel like this is a part of the shadow work you're going to be doing. I feel like, yeah, okay. So yeah, whatever information comes from this shadow work that you need to do, that's where this new idea is going to come from. So you won't even know how to do this until this is done. So yeah, find shadow work prompts. I feel like that would be really, really helpful for you. Okay, let's get you. All right, I'm going to grab you some runes for each quarter. A quarter is 3 months long for the year. So for the next 3 months, what is the rune for the next 3 months? Ooh, the goose. Okay, so this is reverse. Something has been taken far too literally. Someone is pushing you to do something you would rather not. There's currently inflexibility, a lack of flow, or a lack of imagination. Okay, okay, so it's the water rune. To me, this is saying, yeah, you get into these relationships with these people who are just not good for you. They don't want good for you. They don't treat you right, but they kind of trap you in their spell, I feel like. And you're gonna get out. It starts with awareness. Because even if this isn't a relationship, this is a pattern. Okay. All right. You are refusing a growth opportunity. You may be being inflexible or living in the past. Let go of what is blocking your growth. Do not tell everyone about your plans at this time. Don't be goaded into a response you don't want to make. Okay, so yeah, so once you're able to kind of break away from this energy, kind of create a new path for the water and the flow, this is saying this is kind of about being secretive, especially with the High Priestess reverse right here. Like, you need to keep your plans to yourself. If you are, I feel like when you try and leave these bad relationships or these situations, you like ask the person how they feel about it. And it's like, no, stop. You are not asking this person this time. You're just leaving. You are leaving the situation. You are starting a new one. They have been keeping you in the dark for so long. Trust yourself that there's a reason why nothing's been growing. So what is going to happen in the third quarter? Reversed again. All right. Someone around you may be jealous of you, worrying that you will surpass them in some way. Remember, great teachers want their students to surpass them. Alternatively, at this time, you may be unwilling to admit or examine your own shadows. Wow. The Vikings understood that to think we exist in perfection, that we live entirely in light with no darkness, is to be in the grip of delusion. Wow, that's insane, because literally it's sitting on top of the shadow card. Yes, you need to get into this shadow work. You need to figure out why you keep ending up in these situations. Connect the dots, sweetie. That's just what I heard, like looking at the candle with the dots. Like, connect the dots. Figure out what trauma is causing you to make these bad patterns. It's a year for you. You have a so I'm glad you got the tiger's eye, especially the red tiger's eye. Like, you are protected. Take this next step forward. This next part of the journey is going to be scary, but it's gonna be really good. You know, I'm biased, of course. I'm always gonna say that, but you have 3 reverse runes. That's insane to me. Let's see what the fourth quarter says. Oh my god, one more. I didn't think that was going to happen. And they're not all reverse, you know, they're flippity dippity. All right, 23. Insomnia or restless sleep, depression, hopelessness, and victim mentality. Stuck in old ways of thinking, refusing to be grateful for simple things, refusing to be happy because we fear something may go wrong. Dang, pile 3. Okay, there is a lot of resistance here. And I feel like I don't necessarily take this as like a lack of growth. What I'm more seeing this as is maybe this is directly connected to your creative block, and just believe in yourself. You can, if you are trying to get out of a situation, you have to have hope. You have to believe that it is possible. And I'm really getting the sense that you feel you're going to be stuck in these patterns, stuck in these ways. And if you keep thinking that, then yes, that's true. Like, Degas reverse obviously is depression. That's so crazy, because the way I describe depression is like a river. A rushing river that you're floating down, and you actually have to rest sometimes before trying to escape, because if you keep trying to escape and you're just wearing yourself out, you'll actually drown. So this energy is saying to get out of this river of depression, you're needing to stop and just know why are you doing this. Why? It's always the question. All right. Let's get you an oracle card. See that? It came out upright. That's crazy. Okay. Wow, okay. So I know this card very, very well. This is about the woman who marries a man from the bottom of the ocean, but she lives in the mountains. This is about taking on something that isn't authentically you. You really, really need to reflect on why you're doing what you're doing and how to get out of there. You just got to get out of there. And like the seven, look at your options and know that you have options. Know that you are not stuck. Know that you actually have a possibility. You can do whatever you want. Just follow your heart, please. I'm obviously pleading to you. Like, I just really want for you. I just want for you to feel the love and happiness you deserve. The feeling of being at home. And if you don't feel like you're at home, change something. Because your feeling of, it's not even acceptance, welcomed, just, you're struggling right now with feeling content with where you're at. So let's find out what song is going to be your song for the year. Wow. If you have never listened to this album, it's Halsey's If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power. Literally, that is the theme for this freaking reading. I'm so blown away. This will be an album to help empower you. Like, to me, this is female empowerment to the max. Like, I really love it. This is perfect for you. Yeah, you need to find a way to embrace your strength, because if you can't have love, have power. Have power over your life and your choices and what you're doing, and live from an authentic place. This is a perfect song for your next year. To me, it just embodies true empowerment. Trust yourself. Trust your goals. Don't let someone talk you out of what you know you need to do. Like I said, it probably will need to be a secret for a while. The next part of the planning stages. Pile 3. I don't want to end this yet because I feel like this was a lot to throw on you, and sometimes I feel like tarot readers will just throw a lot and then leave. And the truth is, you really want to know what it is to be in a healthy relationship and partnership, balance, respect, and flow of communication, seeing both parties put in effort. And you do deserve that, and it exists. But you need to trust your instincts when they're telling you to leave. When your instincts are coming in and saying that you are not being treated right, you need to leave. If you feel like someone's lying to you and trying to pull the wool over your eyes, they are. Trust your instincts. You know what's going on. You know when you're not at home. You know when you are lying in the wrong bed. You know when you need to be in a different place. And I think a lot of shadow work is going to help you reflect and start answering where the blockages are coming from. Because creative blockage isn't even about like creating art. It's about having the ability to imagine a life outside of what you're already living. That takes creativity. So many people will just say, oh, I can't have that life, simply because they say it, and have no ability or belief that they can change it. That's where you're at, and you're really going to figure that out. And I'm really excited for this next year for you. It's powerful. Like a rushing river. It is powerful. But you are heading exactly to where I think deep down you actually really want to be. Listen to this album, listen to this song. It is amazing. I think it's going to really wrap up your year, the whole idea of what's to come perfectly. So pile 3, I loved this reading. You are such a beautiful, kind soul. I'm so sorry that things haven't been going the way you've hoped for, but I see that it can and it will. Get into that bad bitch energy, okay? So I hope you found something that resonated today, and if you did, I would love for you to give it a little thumbs up. Anyways, and if you love this message, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my channel. It's been an absolute honor. I really loved being able to read your energy. If this is your first time here, I hope to see you in the future. And if this is your, oh my gosh, and if this is not your I haven't done a reading in so long, so just thank you for being here. I've missed you guys. Have a great day. Bye. Hi Pal 4, thank you so much for joining me today. Alright, I'm really excited to let you know what your next year is going to look like. So, you chose the black and gold striped candle, which I feel like is just really strengthening your protection. And I'm hearing like everything you touch turns to gold. So not only are you deeply protected, but you also have quite a valuable skill that I feel like is going to be very good for you for this next year. So go ahead and make a wish. And I will let it burn all the way down, even if the reading ends before that. So alright. So you chose the raw turquoise and the citrine. So I feel like this is going to be a year where I feel like the parts of you that you haven't really discovered yet are going to kind of come to the surface. I think you're going to learn a lot about yourself this next year. Probably going to see that you have a much more generous heart than maybe you thought. So, all right. Ooh, all right. All right, angels and spirit guides for pile 4. I'm pretty sure I did the I'm pretty sure I didn't do the I did not cleanse sage, not sage. That's a good idea. I can clear the sage. Alrighty, angels and spirit guides. What is the first card for pile 4? What is the first message you want to give pile 4 about the next year? Well, immediately you are going. This is a much brighter start than any of the other piles. Let me tell you that right now. So. So yeah, if you've been struggling for the last, you have, not if, the last year has been fucking hard. I see that. I feel like you've been putting in so much effort and time, and it's that feeling of like, is anything good ever going to happen? And this is it. This is the year that everything, you stayed faithful, you kept going, you had a vision, and I promise you, this is the year it's happening. Like, just thinking of Moira, like, she was a famous soap opera actress when she was younger, and then, you know, life got hard. She had to go through some serious shit, but she still ended up coming back on top. So I really feel like that's kind of what this year is for you. Like, if you thought it was over, honey, it ain't over. Oh, look at that. 19. It's crazy. I know technically that's like an 11 or 12 or whatever, but just like makes me think of 19. All right. Awesome. Yeah, you have been really working at creation. You've been working at everything from mental health, emotional health, actually trying to create finances around you and building a future that you can be proud of. Oh, these cards keep popping out. Make sure I'm not missing any. Yeah, you have the things that you have been putting in all this effort towards. Like, I'm seeing this as, like, especially with the 1 and the 10, like, to me, this is just saying all your possibilities are there. All your ideas are, it's here. You have put up with every single sword that now it's like, okay, cool. Look, you put up with some really hard crap, and so now you are being gifted this next year. I'm so happy for you. This was it was a hard year for everybody, actually, and so you are no exception. It's the difference though with the other piles is everyone else's year was starting off kind of rough. Like, yours is just like, no, immediately now, like immediately. It is gonna be the first sign that everything's moving forward. What's that sign? I just want kind of that sign of what you've been looking for. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so something that you have been working really hard at. What's funny is, I know the people who created the Disney deck didn't put those characters on the cards that I'm using as the Minor Arcana intentionally, but literally this is what the 7 of Wands looks like. It's somebody defending themselves, and I feel like you have, what the sign that you're gonna see is what you have been defending is actually going to how do I word this? The how do I word this? The people who you've been having to argue all your points against, it's kind of, the argument's done. It's over. The war has been won by you, basically. And it's going to be really, really easy for you to move on to this next part of life. This next year, because you're being gifted a gift right from the get. So the year is just so smooth sailing for you. What is a challenge that you can expect for the next year? Let's give it a little bit of advice. I haven't been able to tell you anything harsh yet. Okay. Okay. Okay, so immediately the advice is going to just be about trusting yourself. Don't lie to yourself. don't don't try and think that someone isn't as bad as they are. I feel like you have a really kind spirit, but I feel like the universe is really trying to hand you a big opportunity right now. And it isn't from out of nowhere. I really feel like this is something that you've worked for a long time, and you just didn't know if it was going to happen or not. And I think that sort of, I hear the word impatience, but it's like you've been patient, but it hasn't felt like you've been patient. So that sort of sense of being impatient is, just look out for that. Because everything you want is coming to you, and it's going to come to you in stages. It's going to come to you in steps. Like, I just what I'm hearing is, so in the show, Twyla, you find out later that she actually, she tells, she tells John that she actually won the lottery. And so she's just working and living her life by choice. So what I'm hearing is that you kind of won at the lottery of life. And the goodness that is coming to you, but the thing is that you didn't choose the lump sum. You're choosing the constant payout. And truthfully, I feel like that, I don't know why more people don't do that. I feel like it's a really safe way to manage your money. And they're like, well, you know, I was like, the lottery has been around for so long. And that's what I'm kind of getting is like, the world of abundance that you're moving into has been around for so long. Don't worry, there's still going to be room for you at the table. Know that your gift is coming to you in pieces. It's coming to you in chunks. It's coming into your life through different stages. And so the advice here is that trust your instinct over, like I feel like, ironically, don't look to tarot too much. Don't constantly be like, oh, what does the tarot say? It's like, what do you say? Because that's what's so cool about tarot, is it's about the reader's interpretation. That's how you could look at these cards and think your own thoughts, but it's like, this is channeling through me. Quantum Healing Hands Tarot. I am here helping you in your own journey, and trust yourself a little bit more, because you have a lot of really great things coming towards you. Like literally, she's this is the movie that she's acting in, The Crows Have Eyes. So I feel like it takes, like, for example, when she's filming this movie, it was not supposed to be a huge success. It was kind of gonna be a joke, but she believed in herself. She took it seriously. And so by the time it all came around, it was a whole thing. It got her career revamped. So that's what I'm trying to tell you, is that I really feel like you have something really cool coming, but it's going to actually be over the entire course of the year. So, what's something that they've been wondering about? That is the answer to something they've been wondering about. What is something Path 4 has been wondering about deeply that we can talk about and give them an answer to? So you've probably been wondering about the longevity of what you're doing, and if it actually is stable and like actually of sound mind and plan. And that's the truth, is if you can plan, I think that's what you need to do, is plan. Because I think you've been wondering of like, should you just kind of like fly by the seat of your pants? And the answer is no, you should plan. Plan out where you want to go, plan out what you want to see in a year from now, in 3 years from now, in 5 years from now. Like, actually make a whole plan. Because I think you're kind of, like, you do have strong intuition. Yes. However, that doesn't mean don't plan. It's like I just watched this video by 1000 about being an artist and how, you know, a lot of the times we want to go into a project just creating from the top of our head, but a lot of the times that'll just create inefficient art and not good. So plan it out, sketch out your idea, have an idea, a trajectory for your year, and know where you want to be. And the Judgment card, I love that, you know, you can use that as an interpretation of judgment. Like, you probably are worried of what people are going to think of you. Are you going to be exiled and kind of pushed out of the group for what you're about to come into? The greatness of your next year is going to be hard for other people to accept. I want one more card for that. Okay. Yeah, plan it out. Don't go at this blindly. Don't go at this blindly. That's what I'm hearing. So, all right. I'm going to grab you some runes for the next year. I'm going to do a rune per quarter. A quarter is 3 months long, so we're going to start with the first 3 months coming up. So, when this is reversed, number 2. 2 feels like a very strong energy for the year as well. All right, you may be placing too much emphasis on pleasing others rather than yourself. You may be creating a false identity based on the need to fit in or keep yourself small rather than enjoying and acknowledging your own opinions and gifts. These are neither honest nor true expressions of the divine within you. Alternatively, you may be experiencing a health issue that must be acknowledged and healed rather than ignored. If you're not living authentically, that actually will transpire a lot of the times into illness because you're off balance. You have to live in harmony with every part of your desire and your truth. If you're not living in your truth, like I feel like that was kind of, I don't know, maybe I didn't say that for this pile, but I do sense that there is a fear of judgment of what people are going to think of you in this journey. And so I think the first 3 months is actually going to be you just getting used to believing in yourself. The first 3 months is going to be you trying new things and seeing that you can create any world you want. I think the first 3 months is going to be a little... I think the first 3 months is going to be a little nerve-wracking and kind of sort of a new journey. And I don't actually get the sense that this is anything to do with real health issues, but more just, you know, when you're nervous about something and it can make you feel sick, like that's the energy. Courage is needed as your fear is halting your progress. There is a danger you may be robbed of money, status, or possessions. Yeah, this is a rune actually about like protecting kind of your items in your home. So I would definitely advise you drawing this rune. Looks like an upside down peace sign or the antlers. This is good for protection. I think, okay, yeah. There is going to be a death to the way people used to see you, a relationship. I think the way you used to do things is changing, and that's going to be immensely hard for people, because usually people want you to function in their own plan. And the second you are doing something that changes their plans, they are not happy about it. So the second 3 months, that's funny because all your major arcana cards were very, very positive and encouraging. Not that the runes aren't, but I'm more just seeing kind of a fuller side to it. So it's like you're getting so much great gifts and opportunities because of the journey you're on. Because of the hard journey you're on. Wow. Not all of them are upside down. That's crazy. Like in the deck I'm shuffling, so. Alright, you may have difficulty with legal matters, which may become protracted. Change your strategy or settle. A sacrifice may be necessary to get back on track. Control your spending. With this, I'm getting here that, like I said, trust the process. Trust that what you're doing is taking steps and time. You know, if it's kind of one of those things of, if it is like a legal battle or something like that, you can't rush that. So trust the process, trust every step of the way. You might lose a couple battles, but I promise you're going to win the wars. That's awesome. This is just saying there is a lot of drama going on. There is something that is bothering you very, very much so. And it's going to be kind of important to figure out what that is. Oh, whenever I get this card, it makes me think of my what bothers you the most reading, because it's the thumbnails like the thorn in your side. So, because that's what this is representing, a thorn. And Thor's hammer. But wait, Thurisaz is not, is it? Oh, okay. Yes, no, I was right. So this represents Thor's hammer, and this is about just kind of like busting through the truth. Like, figure out what's bothering you. Truly. Because you have a vision and you're going towards something really, really cool, but there is kind of whispers and people around you that are kind of trying to mess you up and get you lost and distracted and look over there. And it's like, no. You are in total control of yourself and your life. This next year is going to be really powerful. And so I'm actually really happy to see that this one came up upright, because your year may seem really tough for the first 9 months, but with the major arcana back here, like, this is all very positive for you. The end of the year is just going to be where you get to kind of put the action, the plan into action. The plan that you've been envisioning over the last year is going to, it's like you've been in the engineering phase and the blueprint phase, and now you're actually going to get to start building. The end of the year is going to feel so satisfying. This next 12 months is going to be absolutely remarkable. You will not forget this next year. This next year is going to bring you a lot of satisfaction. A lot of work, but work in the way that it's gonna feel good. The good kind of dopamine is after efforts are put in towards creating something and you completing that project. That is one oracle card for them. What did I say? You may not win all the battles, but I promise you're going to win the war. Ragnarok is kind of like the final battle of everything. So to me, this is just like really strongly referencing that this next year is going to kind of feel like an Armageddon. Literally, like judgment. Like the world you've been living in, the old world, you're really changing your way of thinking. Like you are moving from the old world to the, like, you know, I don't know if you've heard of like 5D. 5D is just the world where we are connected through spirituality. When you close your eyes and you envision a place, you are in 5D when you're doing that. That is where you're discovering a lot of creativity is going to be. Let me read you this one. It's a good one. All right. Something is coming to an end, only to have something new take its place. We are all subject to the cycle of birth, life, death, and rebirth. With death comes an opportunity to start afresh. No matter how difficult the situation, it is not the end of the world. Ragnarok is the end stage of the cycle of the Norse mythos. This is where the gods are defeated. The land is destroyed and all life extinguished. The mighty wolf Fenrir breaks his bonds and swallows the sun and the moon, and all things sink into the dark and void as they come to an end. The cycles of the central Norse mythos, birth, life, death, and rebirth, are reflected both in many traditional stories as well as in the lives of the Norse people. Dawn and dusk, light and dark, full moon to dark moon, the cycles of plants and of the births and deaths of people themselves revealed themselves day after day. In the mythos, the battles between all these extremes play out until with Ragnarok the end is played out. One should not view Ragnarok through the filter of a Christian's end of days scenario, nor as a punishment, nor with an end of the world finality. Ragnarok is actually reflective of the cycles of nature and illustrates the ideas that everything runs its course, transforms, and reforms. After all, the mythos tells us that after Ragnarok, the gods again begin to rise, light again returns, and the cycle begins again. There is something that you have really I feel like your life is coming to an end and you're kind of starting over in a really beautiful way. You've feared this for a long time and it's here. And I think you're ready to take on this next journey, this battle. It's going to be hard, but it's going to be worth it. And you have all the strength inside of you. You're doing it. This is it. You are this raw piece of turquoise, and you just have to be kind of buffed and shined and shown that you can really transform. Wow, okay. I want to get you a song for the year. I'm excited. Alright, those fairy eyes. What is the song for Pile 4 for their year? Hey boy, it's your time. Thinking of you, what's got to be done? Baby, what's your sign? This is going to be a much smoother year than I think you are anticipating. Because I'm saying things like battles and wars and transformations and all that, but the fact that this came up is really exciting. It's going to be a really good year for you. really smooth sailing. Coastin'. Listen to this song. This is a great song. Her name is... I keep... Wow. I know her name. Anyways, I have the playlist. Please listen to the song. I absolutely love her. She put out that song. Got it from my mama. She's good. I think you could just be encouraged that this next year is going to actually be a trip in itself. I want to pull one last major arcana card for you. I haven't done that with the other ones, but I'm getting that, like, just get me one more. All right. Yeah, okay. I know you are afraid of this next step. Taking action. I think just ask for help from your angels and spirit guides, because you have I love it. Her headpiece kind of reminds me of his helmet. I think you have a really promising year ahead. It's going to actually be a lot of serious work in the good ways, and a lot of seeing the results. So just trust that people don't understand you, but you know yourself. And that's why you're developing and growing, and everything that you're doing is happening so successfully. Because I think you have a level of self-worth that I haven't, not like the other piles didn't feel self-worth, but I feel like the other piles I had to really encourage that. You have all of your self-worth. You do. That's why your year is starting out so solid. Just trust yourself, okay? What? Anything else? I really feel like... No, I didn't do any charms for anybody, because I gave you four runes each quarter. This is gonna be a really good year for you, pile 4. Yeah, you're following your truth, and it's leading you to a beautiful future. So pile 4, that is where I'm going to leave it. I hope something resonated, and if it did, I would love for you to give it a little thumbs up. There we go. My thumbs haven't cracked on all the other ones. And if you love this message, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my channel. It's been an absolute honor. Just thank you. I love doing readings. It's been weeks. I don't know if you've known, but I'm finishing up my bachelor's degree. I have 3 months left. I'm going to be in my last quarter, so that's why I've been a little lack on posting, but I promise you, I haven't forgot about y'all. So this is your first time reading with me. Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you in the future. And if this is you returning, I hope to see you again. Have a beautiful day and a beautiful year. Take care.